Welcome to StartupX. We continue the program with some of the greatest young minds who've built these amazing, brilliant companies. And we have one of these winners today. We're delighted to welcome Padam Chhabra from a very successful, prize-winning, award-winning business called Clip the Deal. Padam, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tariq, for having us here as well. And it's good to talk to you always.
It's a pleasure. I mean, I was part of the program when you actually won your prize. Tell us about Clip the Deal and what does it do?
Clip the Deal is Middle East's first digital grocery coupons and retail analytics platform.
Okay.
So what we do is something very different for two different stakeholders, if I talk about.
Yeah.
On the top of it, so if I have to describe Clip the Deal, it's an iceberg.
Okay.
You see a little bit, which is the top of the iceberg, which is for the shopper. It's a digital grocery coupon platform. You go in, you save, and you save on different grocery products, and you can save up to 55% on those products. When you shop at practically every retail store, grocery retail store in UAE.
Did I hear 55%?
Up to 55%.
Okay, up to 55%. So 1 in 2 cucumbers will be free.
Absolutely.
Okay,
that's
so
how we talk.
How do 2 cucumbers work like that? But seriously.
So we deal with a lot of brands, a lot of retailers when we are talking about that. And the fact remains that when we are talking, so the brands, whoever they want to market, they come to us because we have a captive base of shoppers with us who work and who look at deals, who, like I practically say, everybody loves to save. Who would not want a coupon when they can get a good deal on that? So when we are talking about 1 + 1, if you put up 2 cucumbers, that's what we have on our platform. So we talk to the suppliers, they give us the deal, we push it across to our shoppers, and they actually get, when they buy it in a store, they can get that money back from us.
One of the very, very popular programs in this region is The Entertainer, which is where you can go out to restaurants and get a second deal. And my sister was telling me, because I don't have it, she said, I'm an idiot. So are people idiots for not having your grocery voucher system?
I would just say it's not about being idiots. It's more about the fact that how much you're aware and how much you care for that extra dollar back in your wallets. So it's, as people keep working towards it, this is something which gets more and more as people get used to it. So we are creating a habit.
Yeah.
Now, just to give you some brief numbers, in the US, one company, coupons.com, which does digital grocery coupons, did 3.5 billion grocery coupons last year. That means more than 10 per capita, like per person doing 10 digital grocery coupons. And again, it's just because it's been a habit that's been inculcated over years with them. So that's something which we look towards, which is like, that's where the end goal is, that we reach to a stage where the population, the people are aware of coupons, they use coupons for their daily grocery purchases and are able to do it. And the very significant part is the kind of data and analytics, I briefly touched upon it earlier, is what we provide to our brand partners and the retailers that we work with. That is the key in getting this across.
Could you kindly take me through the journey as a consumer? What do I need to do? Do I need to download an app? Is that how it starts?
Yes.
Okay.
You download and register on Clip the Deal app.
Right.
You
how
select.
How much do I pay for that?
The app is free.
Excellent.
That is where, when we talk about competition in the region, let's say if we talk about Entertainer, it's a paid app to use. Here, Clip the Deal is free for the consumer to download, register, and use. What customer does, they look at the deals, they look at the various grocery options that they have across categories, and they can actually build a shopping list on it, get coupons, and take that across. They need to just select it, go to a store, do their normal purchase, like they normally do in a supermarket or a hypermarket, come back and get cash back from it.
And what sort of stores are you in already?
When I have to talk about, so we have 2 kinds of stores. We talk about supermarkets and hypermarkets. One is where we are directly integrated into a store, like Choitrams. We are starting doing that with Abu Dhabi Co-op, Spar, and Megamart. Is where you can get discount at the point of sale.
Yeah.
So you get instant discount, instant gratification. Other places like any major supermarket like Carrefour's, Lulu, you come back and you submit your receipt back on the app back to us, and we will validate that and get your cash back.
Okay. So you are a successful entrepreneur. You are now what I would call more of an advanced startup, and you're actually making money, raising money. And can you just take us through the pain of your early journey and what are the difficulties? Are you not there?
Are we the advanced startup? I'd probably say we are still, at a basic stage where we are still sprouting.
Fair enough.
But yes, definitely when I talk about the pain, it's been 3 years. It's been 3.5 grueling years. Taken a lot out of me, but that's fine. That's something which you enjoy, the daily grind of it as well. So when I talk about the pain that a startup could go through, I need everybody to understand that it is not a 9 to 6 job. It is not that you say, I'm thinking about it from 9 to 6, 6 o'clock I switch off. It does not happen in a startup. You have to be there thinking about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's no let off. And if I have to continue from there, it's the multiple stages of a startup. So you have to first get the idea right. So I always say, don't just jump into being, I'm doing a startup. Think about it, what benefit it brings out. It takes time. Build your idea to a level where you think it is ready to go to market. Take your time to build your team, because if I have to say 95% of startups fail, they fail because they are not the right team or they don't have the right idea. These two things can just make or break it.
So what you have just shared is that you have either got a lot of money and a rich dad, or you have a set of angel investors who trusted you up front. Which one is it?
Tariq, that's the... You're putting me in a bind there? Okay. So I did a corporate cushy, and now I call it a cushy job. That time it was more stressful.
Right.
But now that feels it was a cushy. So when you have that job, so I worked in an MNC bank for 10 years, saved a little bit, which I knew could last me probably 1 year.
Good.
Right? So that's what I started off, saying that, okay, I matured my idea to the fact that where I know, I finalized my team before I moved out of that job. Okay. As soon as I landed, again, it took me another year to put everything in place, get the apps out, get the platform working, get the right partners, and get the app launched. So that 1 year, which I said was my buffer zone, was more or less at the stretch point.
Right.
But we did not approach, no family funding, no friends and family, no angel investment till that point.
Indeed.
So
Brilliant.
again, the stress of that, yes, you feel about investors, idea was clear. 1 year, if I'm able to launch, I go to investors, raise funds. If I'm not, I will have to think of alternate options. Plan B, plan C, whatever then comes into play.
Can you move closer to me and
Sure.
tell me a secret? Because how do you handle rejection? And how do you go through that phase? Because I tell you,
So first person I met with the idea. So I knew the idea is a very strong possible concept. It works in the US, it works in the UK. Will it work here? So I landed went to a brand and a multinational company, pitched to them the idea. At that time, it was just an idea. And they're like, it's an affluent market, it won't work. About UAE. And that was a first okay, am I looking at the wrong target segment? Am I looking at the wrong market to start off with? But then the thought process goes back. How many of the affluent people are actually, like I said, there's segment A, B, as we call it, the affluent. There's the C1, C2, D it's practically sometimes ignored. So that is the segment we are working. We are not going towards the people entertainer goes, which are slightly better restaurants, everything. I'm going for people who are struggling to make daily ends meet. As expenses go up, as children go to school, where can you save that 10 bucks? And the first segment, so we then went out, spoke to a lot of moms, because we realized that would be a key segment. And 90% response rate was, I want to save, I want this app. And that's the market research. You have to do that to understand that.
So as we develop our entrepreneurial journey, how do you see yourself evolving over the next, say, 1 to 3 years? You look at a round of funding. Are you ready to go international? What's your plan?
So we have already raised 2 rounds of funding. We've raised like what we call it up to a pre-Series A. We are going into the next round of funding, which would be a Series A. And so that's one aspect that yes, we are raising funds and we expect to raise funds this year as well as in a coming year post that as well, in 18 months post that. The reason and the key focus behind that being that we are in a market segment which needs a lot of education, which needs to grow to a significant level. And that is what we are focusing on. We are educating customers, we are working hard with them and taking them through each step of the journey. Internationally, we want to expand into Saudi and GCC over the next 3 years for sure. And then also look at more larger markets in terms, because ours being a very mass product needs scale. There is a minimum, tipping point, as I said, where then you start making a lot of sense to people. And that we see within GCC with Saudi and UAE being the key markets, and post that India and the global. The way we are going in UAE, we expanded 500% in the last 8 months alone in terms of transactions. So, and we have handled that in terms of operational capabilities. So we see that we are ready to scale and we are moving into Saudi and India post that. So plans are all set.
Are you looking for partners at this point in time?
We are, always.
So what is the criteria of a partner in a country, let's say like Turkey or Poland or Egypt? What would be the criteria for you to select a partner there?
That I would put it back again, to select a partner is like selecting a team member. So somebody who shares your vision of the product. Again, so like I said, everybody should understand wherever we are looking to partner as well, that we are not just a plain digital grocery coupons. We are not a coupon platform alone. There is a lot underneath, which is a data engine.
Yeah.
We are a marketing engine for brands. And that is what is and should drive the vision towards saying that, yes, this is going to be a successful partnership as well.
So as you call yourself an iceberg, below the surface of the level of water, how are you using the data? Is that your core asset? That you are your most marketable asset?
If I talk about the data that we hold,
Yeah.
we understand for thousands of shoppers already in UAE, we understand their shopping basket, shopping behavior, what they like to purchase. And it goes by ethnicity, by age group. A lot of data is what we are inferring out of what people are buying. And if I'm talking about, if it is a marketable asset, we ensure that we protect it for our customers as well. Because the fact is, shoppers are trusting us with some things. We ensure that we return that trust. It is marketable, but we use it as a marketing engine, in-house proprietary.
I can see your post-revenue. Are you in profit?
No, not yet.
Yeah. How long will that take?
We see it to be 3 years. Like I mentioned, there would be a critical mass we have to achieve.
Yeah.
UAE, we probably look at about 500,000 users. Yeah. In Saudi, as you keep increasing markets, that's where it keeps going up. But yeah, that's...
And your longer-term plans, I'm a passionate entrepreneur. You're a passionate entrepreneur. When anybody talks to me about exit, I almost take offense. Like, come on, you can't exit from life. It's like jumping over the cliff, because it becomes very close to your heart. Is that how you want to grow organically, or are you trying to exit in 2, 3, 4 years' time and get a big fat guy from overseas who comes in and gives you tons of millions of dollars and off you go?
I see Clip the Deal as a long-term solution, and a long-term solution to address a need in this country, in this region, and globally. So frankly, I have the other way. So Clip the Deal should be big enough, should be that technology platform which stands on its own and is able to take that big fat guy.
Yeah.
So,
and you're solving a problem. I mean, you're addressing a key issue. I think that is what is most endearing to me. Your final comment, Padam. I mean, to the audience that's listening, inspire them. Give us your advice, the essence of who you are, and how you want us to move forward.
If I have to think, and Tariq, that's one of the most difficult questions to share that deep inside you think. But if I have to look at Padam Chhabra doing something and giving that advice, it would be a very simple thing. Go, chase your dream. If you have an idea, mature it. Don't just jump into it. If you have a dream, follow it, but don't jump into it. Just take that first cautious step and then you'll look good.
Are you having fun? Are you enjoying
I'm
yourself?
loving it.
Absolutely.
If I have to just say it, McDonald's would stay aside, but I'm loving it.
Real pleasure.
Tariq,
I'm loving it
a
too.
pleasure.
And you too. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.